Hello friends, in this video I am going to explain the concept of returning objects from functions in object-oriented programming with C++. By the help of an example or class study program, I am going to describe the process of returning objects from functions. Excuse me. So after opening this program, I will just I will just explain line by line what is being done over here in order to implement the concept of returning objects returning objects from a function in C++. So hash include iostream and using namespace std followed by a class. I have named the class as com. Because I am just trying to show you some operations relating to complex numbers. So something which is related to the name complex numbers has been used by me in naming the class. That is, com is something which relates to the complex numbers. So I have named the class as com. So under that class, in the private category, I have declared two integer variables x and y. Under the public section, I have written several functions, out of which there is one function which has been defined over here and other two functions which will be defined. So now hash include iostream using namespace std class com. So why this name com? Because I am dealing with complex numbers in this example. That's why I have named the class in a manner which resembles something like complex numbers. So I have named the class as com. So com has two private data members of the integer data type, that is x and y, and under the public visibility modifier I have written some functions. One of these functions is void get data, having two formal arguments associated with it. The definition of the function has been given in the class itself. So whatever is passed on as arguments will be arguments as real will be assigned to x, and whatever is passed as imag from the argument will be assigned to y. So this is the function body of get data. After that, I have declared a function which is a friend function. So this function is a friend function. We have discussed the friend function in another video. So I hope you can just remember or recollect something about the friend function in order to understand this. And if you are not familiar with that video, if you have not watched the video, I will just recommend you to watch that video relating to the friend function, the concept of friend function. So the concept of friend function is a little bit required in this program, and you need to know the concept. So this friend function is going to return something of the complex class, that is class com. The name of the friend function is sum, and I have passed two arguments each of the class com type. So after that, I have declared another function put data, void put data, and object, and also passed on one argument which is of the class type. So after that, we come to the closing brace and the semicolon of the class block, and after that I go to define the friend function first here. So com is the return type, sum is the function name, and since it is a friend function and not a member function of the class com, there should be no requirement of writing something like the return type followed by the class name and the scope resolution operator, because the friend function does not lie under the scope of the particular class in which it is being referred to. So here we need to write only the signature of the function itself, and I have written the definition of this function as any other ordinary function and not like a member function of a particular class. So com is the return type, sum is the function name. I have passed two formal arguments of the type com c1 and c2, that is com c1, com c2, and inside the function body I have created another object c3 of the com class, and let me see what I have done over here. c3.x is equal to c1.x plus c2.x. So whatever is the real part of a complex number of the object c1 is to be added to the real part of the complex number c2 to be assigned to the real part of object c3. And in this portion I have added the imaginary portion of the object c1, that is c1.y, and c2.y is the imaginary portion of the object c2, and these two are added together, and the sum of which has been assigned to the imaginary part of the object c3. And after that I have use that crucial statement, crucial expression statement, which is the topic of the discussion in this video, that is returning the objects from a function. So I have returned the object c3 from the friend function sum. After that I have defined the put data function, which is nothing but to display any complex number like the manner I have written over here, cout c.x plus c.y, I and l. So something like a complex number of 5 plus 2i will be output as 5 plus 2i, something like that. So this is the put data function. After that I move on to the main section and see what I have done over here. I have declared three objects of the class com a, b, c, and I have taken 3 and 5 as the real and imaginary portion of the object a from the getData function, a dot getData 3 comma 5. And let's move on to that getData function to see what has been done over there. Say this. So that first argument will go to be assigned to the real part, that is x, and the second argument will go to be assigned in the imaginary part y of any object of the class com. So now see a dot get data 3 comma 5, that is 3 will be assigned to x of a and 5 will be assigned to y of the object a. Similarly, the same argument goes with b dot get data 2 comma 3 as well. 2 will be assigned to the real part of b and 3 will be assigned to the imaginary part of b. After that I have called the function sum, that is the friend function sum, with objects as arguments, that is a comma b. Sum a comma b, these are the actual arguments a comma b, which are nothing but objects of the class com, and the result of this function, and the result of this function is going to be returned to the object c. So c is equal to sum a comma b. Because this friend function has a return type of com, let me see, let me show you. Say this, the friend function has a return type of com, that is the class com. So it will definitely return something of the data type class. So returning c3 means we are returning an object of the class com which has the data type of the class com, and that's why anything which is to be returned from this sum function is to be assigned to an object of the same class, that is c is that object of the same class com, and in which I have assigned the return value from the friend function sum. C is equal to sum a comma b. After that I've just displayed the object a, the object b, and the object c. That is the first complex number will be output as 3 plus 5i, which is expected. Second complex number will be output by this statement b dot put data b as 2 plus 3i, and the result of the sum of the object a and b will be output by this expression statement c dot put data c in the form, as I can see that these two portions will be added. 3 plus 2 will give 5, and this plus 5 plus 3 will give 8, and the result should be 5 plus 8i, which should be output from this expression statement c dot put data c. After that, return 0, closing brace of the main section, and let us see whether we can get the desired or expected output of this program. So let's go to build and run. Yes, we can easily see that a is equal to 3 plus 5, b is equal to 2 plus 3, a is equal to 3 plus 5i rather, b is equal to 2 plus 3i, and c is the sum of a and b, which is 5 plus 8i. So we get the desired output from this program. So I think I am able to explain the technical details of returning objects in C++ programming. So still, if you have any doubts and queries related to this entire topic of discussion, you can well post your doubts and queries into the comment section below so that I can address them. So thanks for watching this video.